Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. This is Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate you being here. If this is your first time, a special welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back and tuning in. Well, grab your favorite cup of ice water, sweet tea, lemonade, coffee, or tea in your prettiest glass or cup. Grab your iPad, take a sip, and let's get started with planning for the month of December. Well, as some of you may know, December we celebrate Advent. It's one of the Christian holidays, and I do like to celebrate Advent. This year, Advent season started on November 30th, and it goes through New Year's Eve, which is December 24th. And what Advent means is the coming of Christ. So I have a few things that I have set out in my planner for this month. And so it's an Advent theme dashboard. And truthfully, I looked at my December calendar, and I don't know how I did it for the month of December, but it starts on the wrong day. So I had started putting some things down on the calendar, and I realized it's all wrong. So I'm going to have to do that one another time. But the themes of Advent is hope, peace, joy, and love. And so yesterday, Sunday, the first Sunday of Advent, is hope. And so, that calendar is usually purple in color. It's called the prophecy candle, and it symbolizes a shining light in anticipation of the coming of Christ. And so it also represents God's forgiveness of our sins. So that's another thing that the Hope calendar represents. So as I mentioned in previous videos, the monthly calendar that I use is from Sterling Ink, and you can sign up for her free monthly downloads. She also has a subscription that you can subscribe and get a monthly mailer of different washi tapes, stickers, note sheets, and different things. But she also is very generous in her monthly freebies as well. So I would suggest, going on the sterlinginc.com website and see what she has to offer. And so in addition to Advent, I have my Advent calendar here and some of the scriptures that I will be reading throughout the month. And I found this on Pinterest, and it says, what is Christmas? It's more than a day at the end of the year, more than a season of joy and good cheer. Christmas is really God's pattern for living, to be followed all year long by unselfish giving. For in giving to others and in being kind, and I love that word kind because kindness does matter, man finds true joy and peace of mind, and peace on earth will come to stay when we live Christmas every day. And that's a poem by Helen Steiner Rice. And so that's something for us, all of us to remember throughout the year as we celebrate Christmas, a season of giving, to think about spreading good cheer and kindness everywhere we go. So that's my dashboard for this month, and I'll have to go back and see if I can find the correct December monthly calendar. But I'll go ahead with the first week in December. Some important dates I want to remember. I've got family birthdays, the 4th, the 18th, and the 27th. And the 27th is one of my cousin's birthdays, and it's 2 days after Christmas. And so you can make of that as you will, but we always try to make his birthday a little special for him. And anybody that has birthdays in December, we want to make their birthdays special, not just, Christmas gifts, and don't short them in giving Christmas and birthday gifts together. And so for the first week in December, the Monday through the Sunday is my weekly start on Mondays, and my monthly calendar starts on Sunday. And I'm getting ready to finish up my 2026 planner for the year, and I think I'm going to do both weekly and monthly on Sundays to make it simple. So that's currently what I'm thinking. I've got it probably about 80% done. So as we go through the month, I'll be showing you different pages that I have completed in that. And I'm going to have to stop clicking on this Apple Pro pencil because it keeps going to the erase feature. This hope image here I got on Pinterest, and you can see the little light shining there, that glimmer of light shining to symbolize hope. Now, no matter what you think of these little images here, these are supposed to be acorns, but the more I looked at them, they look like something else. So you can see, here's one here before I trimmed off the little piece at the top. So you can see it's supposed to be an acorn ornament. And I might change these for the rest of the month because they don't quite, you don't get the full effect because they do kind of look like something else. But what I did was I cropped off the little hanging piece there, and I cropped it all the way down, and then I clicked done. So you can see there, and then I resized them to make them small, and you can see it doesn't have a clear background. So I resized it and duplicated them several times and then just put them there. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete these. But the font, and I don't know why I keep doing that, but the font here, this is the typewriter font, which is a default font in GoodNotes. So you don't have to search for different fonts if you don't want to. Now, another thing that's coming up this month, I can use my full moon here, and that's pretty much it. I don't have my, I guess one of my goals for this month is I need to put that down, is to redo and I'm just going to put redo December calendar. December, can't spell today. I wasn't out here. I'm just going to do that. December calendar. Okay. So that's one of the main things that I do need to get done for sure. Okay, and let's go ahead and get this, put this, everything wants to mess up today. So we'll put that there. That's one thing I definitely need to get done today. So I'll put that there, getting that done. So let's see, these bells and this holly here those are Adobe stock. And I can't remember where I got these from, but this was from a creative on YouTube. And so I got these from her. And so let's get those lined up there. And let's see if there's anything else I have going on for this month here. I've got, I had Bible study this morning. I'm going to make it kind of small because I do want that there. And I don't need the text again. I'm going to put kindness matters because that is kind of one of the themes of Advent, is remembering to be kind. Of all the things that we can do, is we can remember to be kind. Okay, and then Thursday is pretty full. Got Bible study, fellowship, full moon. Good thing they're not all happening at the same time of day. Okay, so I'm going to move that to the back. So I need to move this. Maybe I'll put it. See, I want to move this to the back. To the back. Now you don't see the changes all the time until you click off. Okay, and then what I'll do with this, I'll move it over and make it just a wee bit smaller. So let's grab the crop tool, make it a wee bit, I clicked off of it. Okay, so we make it just a wee bit smaller. There, that looks good right there. So everything doesn't look so congested in there. And let's see what else we got. Anything else in here? I'll put this here, and I'm gonna go back over to the month. I'm gonna grab this right here and make a copy of it. Copy, and I'm going to put it here. Paste. That looks good right there. And maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks good there. Okay, anything else I want to use here? Okay, nothing here. I've used a lot of these before, and this is the recents. So this shows what I've used recently. So I'm going to click through and see if there's anything else in here Christmassy that I would like to use. This kind of looks a little Christmassy. I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I'm going to put that right there. That goes. Okay, that looks kind of Christmassy. Okay, anything else in here that we could say looks Christmassy? Now these two, these two are from GoodNotes. You can go into there and just see if any of these are stickers you can use for your planner. And they were either free or $1.99. And most of these, except for this one, let's see, what does that say? Maybe we'll put that in there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And so I'm going to put one more item in here. And let's see. Okay, so those are from the GoodNotes. Those are from GoodNotes. Let's see. Those are not Christmassy. I'm just flipping through what I have already in my GoodNotes stash to see if there's anything that looks kind of Christmassy that I've used in the past. And I don't have any particular meetings. I do have a Christmas party on Saturday I need to plan for. And let's see. I'm going to have to remember to put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I'm filming. Okay. And I think there's nothing else that I can use that's Christmassy. So that's pretty much it. I thought I had at least one more in here. Nope. Let's see what this is. Those are default that came with GoodNotes. So are these. And so you can go to the GoodNotes Marketplace to see what all they have that might be free or premium content. Premium content means that there is a cost. So, and this little icon here means that you can add your own, import them, or use any of these here that you can add a new folder for your GoodNotes icons. So I'm going to say that pretty much that is it for this week's installment. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I so appreciate you being here. As always, I do welcome you being here. It does so much for me to know that there are people tuning in, and I just want to say thanks again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.